They both are really funny.
Okay, good idea.
They just go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs show.
Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
No.
All right.
So
It's working right now.
Okay.
Start over.
all right, thank you so much for listening to Hershey and the
hold on a
Keegs Show.
second.
That was gold. That was like 10 minutes of absolute gold, 9 minutes of gold. That
I
we
just
had.
want to know, since I was on a show the other night with I was a guest with Nick Raystone. Did this happen on Thursday? Has it happened since then?
It's happened
Oh,
quite
okay,
a bit.
okay. That's okay.
Since we installed the
That's
new
fine.
stuff,
That's fine.
There's just an extra step that I just haven't gotten used to doing yet.
That okay.
My
As long as
apologies.
it's not just happened on Thursday and then again today. That's all. If it happened other times, I'm okay with it. Okay. So no, we're not going to dwell on that. It's been 8 minutes. Not a big deal. We're going to move forward.
9 minutes.
And the truth is this: most of the stuff that Mike said probably shouldn't be said on the air anyway. So it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
So basically, a synopsis. I had a great time at this place called the Guest Room here in Levittown.
Hempstead
Just
Turnpike in
opened.
Levittown, yep.
Black people work there and hang out there.
Yep.
And they're very nice black people, no matter what Mark says about them.
I don't know. You're a sick man for even having to say that they're people. Why are we?
No, they
what's
are
the-
people, but I like you said, I walked in there expecting to have like a Yankee bean soup or a beef
Right.
stew.
You were looking for a little
And meanwhile,
some
it was,
wings and some
It was catfish and oxtails.
Right, exactly. So you have moose knuckle and not the kind you
exactly.
usually have.
So that was good, and then
Yeah.
I did a show last night with Giannis Pappas.
Giannis Pappas, okay.
Giannis Pappas.
And I had, of course, got into Mike a little bit, questioning whether he did what I told him to do, which is when you see Giannis Pappas, who's one of the top 20 comics in the country right now, I just want you to ask him to come on the podcast. Even if he never comes on, I want to see that you have the care and love for this show that I expect you to.
I asked him, and like I mentioned to you,
Yep.
I knew Giannis before he blew up and became one of the top comics.
Yeah, this was back 10, 12 years ago.
12 years ago, we were doing
Yeah.
Greenwich Village Comedy Club for 12 people.
Right. You were doing mics, you were doing 5 o'clock shows on a Thursday.
So he was already an established comic. Not that I'm saying that I'm even with Giannis
No, but he
Pappas.
he didn't blow up at that point.
He didn't blow up at that point. Now
Yeah.
he super blew up.
Super
and
blew up.
He's got
Yeah.
a super great career.
Yes.
But as soon as I walked into Borelli's last night where we did the show, which is a great, awesome show.
Yes.
It was supposed to just be me and him because Ryan Reese, who runs that show,
Yes.
he warms up the audience for the Seth Meyers show.
Yes.
So he goes, Mike, listen, I got stuck at Seth Meyers. I need you to run the show. I need you to host the show.
Right.
It's just you and
Clean
Jan-
up after.
Clean
Make
up.
sure that people have water in their glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
all that.
I'm busting the tables.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
he goes, it's just you and Giannis. You do 30, he does 40. You guys are out.
Right.
So
of course.
luckily Carla came by
Perfect.
and she knew Giannis.
Yeah.
Because he knows her piece of shit scumbag ex-husband.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna touch on that,
Well,
we?
maybe we
No.
will. That
Yeah.
guy's a fucking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a
well,
little thing with him today. Now,
Yeah.
now
You
it's
had a
got
little thing. So it's out there. It's out there, and
it's itching at my craw.
well, you know what's good though.
So
You-
Carla's ex-husband is a complete scumbag, deadbeat dad,
oh,
drug addict.
Oh wow. Okay.
But Carla's great. Carla was great last
She
night.
is great. No, not she was great. She is great.
She is
She
great. She's always great.
She's
Last
always
night
great.
she killed. Absolutely killed.
10-minute evisceration of the audience.
So I do
Yeah.
20. She does 30. She
Yeah.
does 10. Giannis does 40.
Yeah.
Giannis killed. What a great room last night.
Murder job. There was
'cause-
wanted signs for him afterwards.
Murdered. Yeah. And it was
Uh-huh.
a great show.
Yep.
And like I promised you, I mentioned to Giannis, I said, listen,
That's all I wanna know.
I have a podcast.
Yep.
And I
It's
do it with
legit.
another
Governors-
well-known comic, legit
Yep.
Governor's Comedy Club.
Yep.
One of the 8
He-
comedy
he's
rooms
worked
in
here.
the country.
Yeah.
He works here all the time.
Yes, sir.
And he said, hit me up.
Hit me up. Hit me up. Essentially, in famous comic talk means fuck yourself.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's okay.
Hit me
It's
up
all right.
means no. I blew up now. I'm not going to do your podcast.
Right,
but
and your number's blocked on my phone anyway.
Exactly. I
But you
mentioned it
asked.
to him.
You-
But Giannis is a good dude.
Yeah.
And I've known him a long time.
Yeah, and who
Good
knows?
dude.
You never know when you
Who
go
knows, when
ahead.
if I hit him up on Monday, he'll be like, yeah, dude, I'll come
What do
on.
what do they say? If
Nice
you
guy.
cast enough reels, what is the expression?
Yeah, you catch a fish, you throw enough
Shit against the wall.
Yeah.
Right, all those things.
I threw shit against the wall last night.
That's right. You do that. Well, that's because you
I
had
did
stomach
it,
pains.
I did it before and after my show.
Right. That's it.
But
Okay.
so hopefully Giannis, because you know what it was. I also mentioned to him like I was a history and political science major in college.
Yes, you are.
He had a podcast with Chris DiStefano,
He
who
did?
is the biggest comic,
Big.
one of the biggest
Enormous.
comics
Top
right now.
5. Easily.
And they had a show called History Hyenas.
History of hyenas. Right. It was about the
And-
history of hyenas.
The history of hyenas.
Yeah.
I'm a history guy. I'm like, Giannis, you're a history guy. Like,
Yeah.
we both killed last night. Let's just do this. Come on
in. We'll have some
Drive my
laughs.
numbers up with your 500,000
Yeah, we'll stop at the guest
viewers.
house and we'll get some crawfish.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to
Perfect.
send this clip to Giannis. He's going to come on.
That's awesome, dude. I'm
so
happy.
Giannis, good guy. Carla killed.
Carla.
Jay Okerson, scumbag. Guest house, great.
So you know what's
great
good
place.
though? It's that we've worked at this podcast now for a little bit over 2 years, and we've slowly gained. And there are weeks where we're in the thousands of viewers, and we can definitely the power of our audience and our fan base of the couple of thousand people can absolutely go against the power of the Legion of Skanks, which is Jay's show with 6.5 million.
Yeah, you know what? And they are a legion of scum. It should be called Legion of Scumbags.
Yeah,
they're all
well,
3 scumbags.
Okay, I don't know who
Jay's
else.
a deadbeat dad.
Oh,
and
wow.
a-
Okay.
and a terrible deadbeat husband.
Okay. Ex-husband, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yes, of course. Okay.
I have a problem with him right now.
This
and
is all
it's not-
tongue-in-cheek, isn't it,
It's
Tony?
probably not going to end well.
Is this all tongue-in-cheek from Mike?
No.
No.
and
okay.
you know what? They run a scumbag comedy festival in Vegas.
Oh, is it called the Scumbag Comedy
it
Comedy
should be.
Festival?
It's called Skank Fest.
Oh, wow.
Because there's a bunch of scumbags.
Skanks. I mean,
And
they're not
you know
pulling any
what?
punches here.
Well, that's what it is. It's not called the festival of
good guys.
of good dads.
Oh, right.
'Cause he's
right.
not one.
It's not the Father of the Year
No.
festival, you mean?
Nope. And I will
Wow.
rip him apart till the day I die.
Yes.
And
Could
I
be
had a- I had
soon,
a problem with
actually.
him tonight. Carla told me not to message him back, but
Yeah.
I will talk about him on my podcast.
Way to go. I'm sure Carla's thrilled, and I've
Yeah.
heard your phone been blowing up for the past 7 minutes, so I can only fucking imagine what that's going to be.
So let's get into Hershey and the Keegs stuff.
Let's get
now.
into Hershey and the Keegs stuff. I do have a lot to cover.
Yeah. We covered the
Yeah.
9 minutes of gold that we had that Tony fucked up for us.
No. We're not.
No,
honestly,
I'm kidding.
Once Tony established that this is all, we have all new stuff here. We have new computer stuff going on.
The audio is better in my
Better.
headphones
It's
since
crystal.
it changed.
It's
It
crystal.
is.
Everything is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the producer, but obviously,
Sally,
oh my God! Let me tell
let's
you,
talk about Tony is doing farmer.
Farmer Nadell. That's right. Yeah.
Now
yeah.
he's Farmer Tony now. and
Farmer
the
Tony,
White
the
Post.
one-legged jackass at White Post Farm.
We'll
That's
talk
him.
about that. We got a lot
Yeah,
of things.
we have a
going
lot
on
of
here.
stuff.
What do you got in your little
So
notebook
I have
there?
to tell you, I've had a little bit of a weekend of nostalgia. And listen, we've talked about it a million times. My fondness and my love for Valley Stream and my friends from Valley Stream.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple of different touches and walks down memory lanes with Valley Stream this weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and touch.
Yeah.
First of all, I had
Valley Stream, Long Island.
yeah, I had a great dinner out in the 5 towns this weekend with my old childhood friends, Billy, Steven, and Mike. We went out for an old
Baldwin
Chinese.
brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
Billy
yeah,
Baldwin,
yeah.
Steven,
Alec
oh.
couldn't make it; he was shooting someone. But
What restaurants?
we went to we went to a place called Little Foo's in little Chinese food place in Peninsula Boulevard in Hewlett, which is right down the block from where I used to live.
We used to call it Hewlett. Jewlett.
Jewlett, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I used to work in the card store right next to it. We went, my friend Billy surprised us, and he drove up from Virginia where he lives. It was supposed to be just me, Steven, and Mike. And so he met us in the parking lot. We had dinner, and then we actually dropped his car off so we can go in one car, my car. But we went into his house and hung out with his mom for a little bit. His mom is 80 years old and has not, it's a time warp. The house looks wonderful, looks the same. She looks the same, and she obviously remembered us all since we're little kids, and we had a good half hour with her. And then we went and we hung out at Brook Road Park in Valley Stream, which is where we used to go, and we would do, all
Blow?
kind of fun stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to say, no, that wasn't
You
our
were
thing.
about to say blow.
No.
We used to blow and like hook up with
I was
other
gonna
dudes.
say no. I was gonna say bocce. We
Yeah,
played a lot of
we used to
bocce
do
there.
bocce, yeah.
Go ahead, hit the ball, get the other thing. We never did anything bad like that.
No.
So we hung out there, and it was a super great night, and we had a lot of laughs and a lot of memories. And then, so obviously you have that positivity. Last night, Stacy and I and Anna and Sam are home for a few days from college. We're on the couch watching a movie, and I see someone peering through the window. That how my driveway.
I asked you not to talk
Yeah,
about
no,
this.
I'm not talking about the back window. When
I'm like,
you're-
I know Anna and Sam are home.
Right. Evan and Sam. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the time you were holding a little pud in the back of my house. I'm talking about last night someone's looking through my window and we can barely see. It's my very close friend Karen Wankmuller, who had something to drop off. She's the same person who, if you remember a few months ago, she gave me that tie-dyed Buc-ee's t-shirt.
Yeah.
She also bought me, along with her boyfriend Bobby Kaiser, who I also grew up with, their boyfriend-girlfriend, she bought me that big lawn ornament, the big Buc-ee's lawn ornament for Christmas time. Well, she had, not only did she bring me another Buc-ee's t-shirt, but she had a little surprise from Mark, Tony, and Mike. And with no further ado, I'm going to go and...
That's us. That's us. I'm like, who's Mark, Tony, Mike? Oh, my goodness.
Yes, baby.
The greatest peanut butter cup.
For those who remember, and this was sent originally by a Tony fan to his show, the Tony fan, a couple of years ago.
The greatest snack on the face of this earth.
So it's been probably a year or two since we've had these, but these are called the Buc-ee's Overbite. Okay,
Yep.
The Buc-ee's Overbite is a milk chocolate peanut butter clump of goodness. I mean, it is just ridiculous. Yeah. And the thing that I think says volumes about it is that Tony's not a big, like, you can't give Tony a hamburger. You can't, like, he doesn't eat anything.
French fries and potatoes.
That's
what
it.
He eats, yeah.
But he will definitely eat a Buc-ee's Overbite milk chocolate peanut butter.
He eats Munchos.
Yeah, exactly. Which he has right there, a fucking bag of Munchos. Yeah, exactly. And
Munchos, peanut butter, and baked potatoes. So I told you about the time I saw Tony eat 9 baked potatoes at a barbecue.
It's true.
It's amazing. You're a big potato. You are.
Mark wasn't there for that?
I wasn't invited.
He was not. No, he's not invited.
He wasn't invited.
You're a spud. And obviously it was difficult because me and Stacy were talking to Karen. She knows Karen for 30-something years. And she's like, well, what's Karen giving you there? And I'm like, well, it's kind of like Stacy loves it. Who doesn't love peanut butter cups type of thing? But I'm like, listen, this is something that I have to bring to the show.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish you guys can feel my overbite right now.
I can feel you. I felt your overbite before.
You felt my underbite and my underwear as well. This here, what do you think this is? 5 pounds, 6 pounds? How much is this?
This is about 9.5.
I mean,
about 9.5 pounds of chocolate and
this
peanut butter.
is a quarter of a pound of chocolate and peanut butter. So I'm super excited about it. This is the perfect.
Karen.
The perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Karen and Bobby. Apparently, they're down in Florida fairly frequently because Bobby's dad had passed a few months ago, so they go to keep an eye on her mom. And unfortunately, Karen's dad just passed away a few weeks ago, so they're going through a little rough spell. So they had some time in Florida, but they always hit up Buc-ee's because who doesn't love Buc-ee's?
Exactly.
And Karen was telling me that she waits until Bobby goes down a different aisle or goes to the bathroom, and then she buys a whole bunch of shit, and then obviously chocolate and a t-shirt for me was it.
Exactly
thanks, Karen.
Does Bobby know that one of these is going to me?
That's right. Yeah, Bobby's good with you, and the funny thing is,
Bobby hates
no,
Tony,
that's not
Bobby
true.
hates me.
So I forgot about that Bobby used to work, I guess, with or for Tony. Was it kind of for?
With I was his union rep for several years, but.
And nobody likes a union rep? Is that what it is?
We sent a picture to Bobby of Tony just biting into a delicious chocolate peanut butter.
Oh, my God.
That came out of his pension from...
Exactly. This is like half a pension. This is like half a pension.
Verizon or Con, whatever they
It's so delicious, and I'm excited about it. We'll dig into this in a little bit. So yeah.
This is like one of those things where you eat it and your butthole just goes...
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, exactly. Fucking weirdo this kid is. So to Steven and to Mike and to Billy and to Karen and to Bobby, my Valley Stream people, I love you. I love all of you. You mean so much to me, and it was a great weekend. And we're gonna toast an overbite to you guys in a little bit. Right, Mikey?
Absolutely. Thank you.
We do have some housekeeping news, and I hate that we have to do this, but I feel like it.
Callers here?
Oh my God in heaven! I feel like it's important to honor the people that we love and have lost, and obviously the past couple of days has been a crippler as far as celebrity passings. Right?
Tony Walker, Jeff Bosey.
Tony Walker didn't die. What are you saying?
Oh, Tony's here.
He's right here. It was just his leg that we lost.
How many people fucking died this week?
Okay,
Jesus.
so before that, I do want to touch on an important one from from my world, my buddy Steve Lenzo. Steve
He
Lenzo, he did not die.
Steve Lenzo. Oh my God! I knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
No, Steve Lenzo's good.
way
and
that
Steve Lenzo is a
drinks.
great guy. He doesn't drink. I've never seen him drink at all. He's a good person and a good friend of mine. And we don't see each other as much as we used to. The girls used to be on the soccer team together, but I caught wind of the fact that his mom had passed within the past few days. And he sent me a text today after I wrote him a text wishing him well and deepest condolences about the passing of his mom. He sent me a text that I thought I would share with you guys because it really it hit me right in the feels, as they say.
Yeah.
Is that what they say?
Hits, yeah.
So he's a good man, and he's
Better
also
than getting field right in the hits.
No, I don't like that at all. He's also a fan. I mean, listen, I would love to say that everyone is a Max fan. You know what I mean? And they probably are, but there's some more than others.
My dog?
Your dog Max and my son Max.
Oh, yeah, your son.
Lenzo and my buddy Rob, who was another Valley Stream guy and a soccer dad with me, they loved Max, especially when he used to wreak havoc on the sidelines when he was like 6, 7, 8 years old when Anna was playing soccer. So after my nice exchange with Lenzo today about his mom, he wrote me this. He said, Mark, a great memory from soccer and my mom was when we were playing in Seaford, I think, which had to be a good, like, say 6 years ago, which Max would have been at the time like 7 or 8. It was a residential street, and my mother and father were parked out on the street looking in to watch the game through a chain link fence. I guess they didn't want to, I think at the time.
Little rascals?
What?
What are they, the little rascals watching the
peeking
game through a
fence.
knot hole in a fence?
No, I guess at the time it was probably a long walk, and his dad had been getting a little bit older. Max was kicking a ball against the fence and on the inside, and I said, "There's no way it could be an issue." And sure as shit, he kicked the ball so perfectly it went right over the fence, right through my parents' car window, and it whacked my mother right in the head. It was a 1 in a million shot. Probably couldn't do it twice. We had a good laugh about it at dinner that night, making fun of her giant red welt on her cheek. Good times.
Thanks to Maxwell Hirschman.
Yeah.
Man.
So, of course, my response was, Jesus Christ Almighty, Max killed your mother. But he didn't. And rest in peace, Mrs. Lenzo. She was a nice lady. And Steve was a great son to both of his parents. So may they both rest in peace. And sorry on Max's behalf for being a little...
Sorry for Max for starting the blood clot.
whatever he did. Awful that Max did that.
He's a terrible child.
Yeah, rest in peace to Mrs. Lenzo. And hopefully we honored her the way that she deserved it. But as far as that's concerned, my goodness gracious, I mean, where do we start? If we had to make a list of significant passings, where does it start? I mean, is the biggest one to us? Is it John Amos, the dad on Good Times?
I thought he was dead.
It's so funny. A lot of people
not even being not being funny. I thought he was dead already.
Well, the interesting thing is that apparently he has been dead for 1 month. He died in the middle of August.
Yeah.
But the release from the family only came to his parents. His parents were
his parents who are 137 years old.
Our young son Johnny Boy died today. No, his parents didn't release anything.
I had thought that he died already, so that didn't hit me too hard.
They may have texted you privately, his parents.
They did,
but
I thought it was Willie Amos, the cookie guy.
No,
famous
the cookie
Amos
guy. He's still around. He's still making those little chunky chocolate chip cookies. Yeah. But John Amos apparently died in the middle of August, and his family didn't release it until now. But
so it doesn't count.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't count. You're right. But he was obviously known for a few things. And one movie I'm going to say, and I swear to Christ, I will reach over and punch you right in the face if you say something negative about it. He was in Good Times, and the famous scene when he died in the show in Florida. Evan said, damn, and she smashed the big bowl on the table. Good, yeah. Thank you. He was also very known.
The guest house when I was there.
He was serving through waiting tables.
Yeah.
When Mike gave her a 45-cent tip, damn, Keegan. So there was that. Then he was Mr. McDowell the famous McDowell's chain.
The Golden Arches.
The Golden Arches in the movie Coming to America.
The Golden Arcs.
And of course, and I swear to you, I'm close enough to you that I will punch you in the face. He was a star in the movie Roots, obviously. So we're not gonna say anything.
Toby.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that was nice. That was fine. That's a quote.
Your name is Toby.
He was in Roots, and other than those three things, I couldn't tell you one thing that John Amos was in, but it doesn't matter though.
Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 2 he was in, yeah.
And he was on The West Wing.
Was he really? Are you
he
not
in The
talking
West
about Danny
Wing?
Glover?
You're a racist prick.
Yeah,
no, I'm asking
What are you
you.
saying? They all look the
No,
same?
Danny
No.
Glover was in. No, he was in Lethal Weapon.
he was in The Green Mile.
I'm not talking about Lethal Weapon. I said Die Hard 2.
What? Oh, Die Hard. Okay,
Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
The Green Mile. He was in Friday. Debo.
No. He was not an officer
And I'm
and
pretty
gentleman.
sure he played for the '74 Chicago Bears.
He was not.
Actually, didn't he play college ball or something?
was
No
not.
He did, but he was
seriousness?
not refrigerated Terry.
Oh my goodness. I texted Mike and he said I loved him, an officer and a gentleman. I said he was not an officer and a gentleman. It's not true.
Was he really in Roots, or was it just another guy?
No. He was. He was in Roots. He was definitely in Roots.
Okay.
And again, we've done a nice job of honoring the
He
great
also
John
is,
Amos.
he's like the host for American Idol.
That's right. He was. Ryan Seacrest?
No, Terry Crews.
Oh, that's not American Idol.
Wait, he's not.
That's
is it? The Voice.
No, it's not. It's America.
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent,
Yeah. I'm like, he doesn't look like Ryan Seacrest.
No, so he's-
That's a terrible example.
His stage name is Terry Crews.
Oh my God.
I'm on my arm.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you bastard.
Oh, look at this.
Oh my God. No, now we all have HIV.
So rest in
That's
peace.
not good. I'm
And
sorry.
he's saying Johnny Be Good.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Rest in
Oh
peace,
my
John
God.
Amos from every.
Look, it's all. I gotta
Oh
get
my
a paper
God.
towel.
Oh my God!
You know what's so
blew
funny?
up That's a new mixing board we have
It's
here.
so funny. All we've been talking about for 2 years is how we need a new computer and a new board and everything. And then because of the passing of John Amos 6 years ago that we're announcing today, because of that, I have destroyed everything in the studio.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! You know that that feeling when you go into water and you swallow water,
Yeah.
and it goes through your nostrils. That's
Yep.
what I'm feeling right now.
It's even a look. It's
How did
I'm
you get it on
sorry.
that?
Oh my God! I'm
How did it
so
all
sorry.
break? Hirschman spit on.
Oh my God! Could you imagine? Things have been going so well for us, and
Yeah.
I had a Terry Crews explosion. I apologize, Tony.
Haven't we all?
Oh my God! I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so let's take a break from Terry Crews's passing, and we'll go on to the next one, which is Dikembe Mutombo. No.
That's a different guy.
No. Dikembe.
Wasn't that his name in Roots?
No. Dikembe Mutombo. No.
LeVar Burton was Kunta Kinte. John Amos was Dikembe Mutombo.
No. Dikembe Mutombo was a 7'3" basketball player. He played for the Denver Nuggets and a couple of other teams. He was 7'3". I think he was from either Africa or South Africa. Not only that, but he was
Shit.
he was one of the great personalities in the NBA, and I didn't realize he was only 58 years old, which is a total crime for a guy like that to have passed.
He had brain cancer, I think, right?
Awful, just awful.
I'll tell you one story about him.
Tell me. Oh my God.
There was a preseason game
Yeah.
when the New Jersey Nets played at Nassau Coliseum, and they played. Dikembe Mutombo was on the other team.
How long ago was this?
Had to be
20 years ago.
had at least 20. No, it had to be more than. It had to be 30 years ago. I was probably 10 or 11 years old.
Yeah.
My dad.
Yeah,
took
he would
me-
have been 28. Yeah.
My dad took me. And what the hell
I'm
are you doing?
I'm opening up my overbite.
Okay. My dad took me. It was a preseason game, Nets and again
my
and
God.
Dikembe. I remember sitting next to my dad, and you see Dikembe Mutombo sitting on the bench, and he was so tall, his knees were up to his neck. Like it was
like a folding chair.
It was a folding chair. How tall this person was.
7'3".
Yeah, my dad took me there, and it was an awesome experience. But so I did get to see Dikembe Mutombo play. But he was tall. His son plays now. His son plays some college ball.
Yeah.
And his son's like 7'2".
His son wrote a nice ode to his dad on Twitter or Instagram or something, and it's really sad because. Again, you hear all these celebrities talking about him, or these former basketball players, and more than just what a great player he was, which he was a top player, he was just a great person. The coach or GM of the Raptors, I think it was, couldn't really get through a press conference. He wept the entire time. He could not stop weeping over the loss of Dikembe Mutombo. So rest in peace, Dikembe Mutombo. We hope we honored you appropriately.
I think we did.
Moving on. This one, I don't know how well you guys know this one. I know that when I posted it today on my
Hakeem
personal...
Olajuwon.
Hakeem is fine.
Oh, he's fine? Okay.
Hakeem is fine. This one was a little bit more localized to... A&E or whatever, one of those channels, but from the show American Pickers, the guy Frank Frick had passed away.
Fritz or Frick? You can
What was his name?
You can call him Frick.
Was it
But his
Ford
name was
Frick
Fritz.
died?
Frank Fritz.
Frank Fritz had passed away. I love how I just introduce it like I'm some sort of a expert on American Pickers, and I can't even enter.
DB Frick died.
You can only hope.
Frank Frick died. Frank Fritz, who and I even wrote down in my notes Frank Frick, which just really shows you how awful. But I watched the show American Pickers religiously when it was Mike Wolf and Frank Frick together.
The Wolf and the Frick.
And then when Frank Frick left, I stopped watching the show because I thought the show lost its genuineness. Apparently, I don't know if he was a drug guy or a boozer, but apparently he has not been in good health the past few years. And he passed away
I think he was
today.
a booze guy.
A booze guy,
I
yeah.
think that's what did it to him.
Well, he passed away today at multiple reports had 58 or 60, but again, way too young. And we're very sorry to the family of Ford Fritz.
Ford Fritz.
We're sorry about him.
That's another show I used to watch with my dad all the time.
Yeah, so you know the show.
I know the show very well.
Yeah,
because I stopped watching it also after Frank. He was the show. Mike Wolf. The two of them had a good dynamic.
And they were buddies forever. It was like basically you and I going out and picking garbage out of the country. We just do that locally for free. But
now we just do it.
To survive. Yeah, there he is. There's Ford Frick right there. Yeah.
The two of them were buddies, but they had a good dynamic.
Yeah.
After Frank left, Mike was doing it with his brother, and they were just two douchebags. It was two douchebags.
Well, I think
And
you're
then
right.
And then they did it with
Danielle.
the girl, Danielle, who was a smoking hot roller derby girl.
And actually, if you do enough of a deep dive, you can find some titty pics of Danielle online. Oh yeah,
All right.
yeah, because she used to be one of those. What's the dancer you can go dance and get almost naked, but they cover up your nips? It's like a
burlesque.
Burlesque. She was a burlesque dancer.
I heard.
You read about that on your history class.
Yeah, from
you
my-
did that. So
Yeah.
his brother, I totally agree, a knowledgeable guy, but it felt like he was kind of jobbing people, like he was taking advantage of people. And even Mike, while him and his brother came together, it felt like they were taking advantage of people. Where if Frank was out there picking signs from someone, old Exxon signs, and the guy would say, "Hey, give me 60 for it," and he was like, "Nah, this is worth at least 100."
Yep.
And
you
he
never
would
see Mike and his brother doing that. Frank was a good dude.
Frank would not take advantage of people.
Yeah.
Because ultimately that kind of shit catches up with you, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So basically
Tony was a big Frank Fritz fan. Now
he's
so
upset and he left and was sorry about that.
Finally have a couple minutes about Tony. What a piece of shit that guy
Way to
is.
fuck up the first 10 minutes of our show.
Oh
what
my
a
God,
stupid
what are we
fucking
doing here?
useless bitch this guy is. The
Oh
total
my
fucking worst. Oh my God, the worst day of our lives was when Sally left.
I missed
I love Sally.
We had
Sally- 9
great minutes of show before Tony messed everything up.
Oh, what a fucking
I'm
loser.
Glad you spit all over his board.
I should have spit in his
That guy
fucking face.
sucks. I'm glad he left.
I should have punched his fucking
Where
face
did-
in.
yeah,
Horrible.
where did he even
The
go?
worst day of our lives, both of us, we will agree, is when Sally left. Because
exactly.
Sally,
'Cause now we're
was
stuck
just,
with this idiot.
You know, Sally was just unassuming, and she'd bring in props, and she'd
Yeah.
bring in memories of her
We
passed
did
on
say
sister.
Sally's box.
Right.
This
Let's look
guy
at the
never
Sally's
gave us
box
a-
or whatever.
This guy never gave us a bit to
nothing.
do.
He brings nothing to the
Brings
table.
nothing to the table.
He's
He
got a
brings-
big bag of Munchos over there.
He hasn't
Didn't
even
offer
opened
us
them or
once.
shared them,
I don't.
yeah.
You don't fucking have two guys like us stare at a bag of Munchos like that.
Go grab that bag of munchos.
Oh, I will just go ahead and I'll
spit.
spit all over that goddamn thing. I'll spit inside. Yeah, totally useless. He brings nothing to the table.
No.
I wish they would just set us up so we can come here every Tuesday.
This is the greatest 30 seconds of show we've had in
It's the
in
greatest.
months.
It's totally the greatest. We had to wait until Tony had diarrhea to go off and disappear for 10
Shitting in
minutes.
his leg right now.
Jesus Christ. He's cleaning out his one good leg right now. And he just disappeared, but thank God it's been good for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And then-
hey
and then
Tony,
we're just talking about how much we
man,
love Tony
missed
Walker.
you, and we really wanted you here. And
We love the guy. He's
the show isn't the
such
same
a-
without you.
An asset to
Yeah,
the
big asset. You might not want to listen back to those 5 minutes. Just saying later on, you might want to skip that.
Turn the sound off again.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
sure. So
What else do we have? We have a couple more. We have more losses too.
we have and
Frank
really,
Fritz, rest in peace. I love that guy.
we love
He was a- he
Ford
was a good
Fritz
egg.
and
He was
rest
a
in
good
peace.
soul.
And we hope your family thinks we honored you.
Yeah.
And really the most impactful, the most well-known one, and certainly the most controversial is the loss of Major League Baseball King
Hitler?
Pete Rose. Heil Hitler. Adolf Hitler died today. He led the American League, National League in hits, and the American League too, and he passed away today. Hitler. Pete Rose.
That was a shock.
I was, it's not that common that you hear the passing of an 83-year-old person, but for some reason, that was a startler. Why was that? Because he's just we always see him in the limelight. He's always out there.
He's always out there signing autographs.
Yeah.
And it was not even 3 years ago. He was on some MLB show with Alex Rodriguez, schooling Alex Rodriguez on what to do, how to hit in a slump.
Yeah.
And this guy's 80 years old, and he's like
Roping it.
roping it, but he's like also, when you're in a slump, change where you're standing in the box. If you're late on the ball, back up. If you're early on the ball,
Move
step
up.
forward, move up.
Yeah.
He's like, don't change your swing, because
Right.
that's what got you to the big league.
That was amazing shit.
And Alex Rodriguez is like, oh my God, that's right.
Alex Rodriguez was like, I would have been a good hitter if it wasn't for
Would've
this.
been- I would have come in clutch to the Yankees in the postseason. But that was when he was lively. I have an autograph from Pete Rose at home. I don't know if that's worth anything.
It probably is. I mean, he only signed 650 million of them.
It said
So
his autograph says, "Holy shit, I bet on baseball." Pete Rose.
that's he obviously signed a lot of things.
Yeah.
I had actually seen pictures posted of him just from this weekend where he was with some other Cincinnati Reds at a card show.
It was the day before he died.
It was Dave Concepcion and who else was there? Was it
Ken Griffey Sr. was there.
Ken Griffey, and it might have been was Tony Perez still alive, or he died? I don't remember. Yeah. So the fact that he died.
That was the day before he died in Tennessee,
Yeah.
and he died the next day at his house in Vegas.
What's interesting though is that he was in a wheelchair. So I didn't know that. He might have been deteriorating, obviously, from effects of the hair dye. Here's the picture. Yeah. So he got quick. He got frail really quick.
That's him and Cardi B.
That's him with Cardi B. That's right.
That's his wife.
Oh my, really? Holy
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was Carla and Arnie Price.
So yeah, listen. So there's a lot of controversy, and I've had a couple of back and forth tussles. If I had to guess and ask Keegan what his opinion would be, my hunch is you're going to say that he should be put in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah,
Right?
Absolutely now.
Absolutely now. Okay.
I think the people who kept him out of the Hall of Fame before he died
Yeah.
should burn in hell.
Okay. All right, Tony, you give us a quick synopsis of what do you feel? Should he have been put in all these years? Should he be put in now?
I'll be honest with you. In fact, we talked about it on my show today too. I go back and forth with the whole thing. I really don't know. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, screw him. Other times I'm like, yeah, he should have been in. I don't like the fact that he lied about betting on baseball for over 20 years. He lied about that.
Yep.
Saying I never bet on my team to lose. That was the biggest thing.
But the fact that he lied, though, like I just have trouble believing anything
Yeah.
that he
Right.
said. He lied about that for years and years.
Well, I'm going to tell you my take on it. Okay. He negotiated a deal. It was Pete Rose and Bart Giamatti, at the time the Major League Baseball commissioner. What's the matter? What?
Tony.
What is Tony doing?
Nothing.
So they negotiated a deal, and in that deal, he signed off on the fact that he would be banned for life from Major League Baseball, while with the contingency that ultimately the Major League Baseball would not pursue any further investigation about his betting on baseball.
Okay.
Which was a big deal. Okay, because if they went ahead and pursued that, he could have had all this kind of crazy criminal charges against him and other shit. So he willingly signed off on that deal.
Right.
And then 16 days later, Bart Giamatti died of a heart attack. Okay.
Pete Rose killed him.
Pete Rose, essentially, that whole thing probably did kill him, though.
Yeah.
Bart Giamatti. So my thing is, if you broker a deal, okay, why does, if it's a lifetime ban and you did something really bad, which is you bet on games that you were managing, why does 10 years matter or 15 years matter? That was the deal.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they should expunge his hits or his World Series rings or anything else that he got. It's all good. He's the hit king. He was Charlie Hustle. He won. He was a champion multiple times. He was a manager, a player manager. That all stays. But keeping him out of the Hall of Fame is a punishment that he earned. He earned that, in my opinion.
No, I agree
and
with you.
I don't think that, again, we don't have to say that, oh, he's not the hit king, or he doesn't have the rings.
You make a
That's
good
all
point.
his.
There's just so many question marks in the Hall of Fame.
Well, no, that's
PEDs and,
so that's a separate argument, though.
Yeah.
So, for me, if you want to talk about one of the kids I grew up with, he was saying, well, why isn't Bonds not in, or Clemens? Or for me, I've told you this a million times. Guys like Bonds, Clemens, other steroid confirmed users, to me, they all should be in. Okay, they never agreed to not be in. They never agreed to a lifetime ban. The total hypocrisy that we see with Major League Baseball, that they knew that there was steroids abound all over baseball. When baseball had been had the strike in '94, baseball was on the fritz. It was not strong in the mid '90s. It was on Frank Fritz, and they were not strong. And in the summer of 1998, when it was Sosa and McGuire going back and forth for 60 home runs, 61, 62, that single-handedly, that race brought baseball and put it back on the map, and there was no secrets about it. Both of those guys, their veins were popping out of their faces. Yeah. Everyone knew they were on
Bonds'
steroids.
Head blew up 4 times the size.
4 times the size. We all knew that Bonds was roided. We knew McGuire was. Sosa.
That wasn't John Amos?
John Amos
actually
hit 73 home runs for the Giants. You could never pitch to him. You always had to walk him. Baseball knew. Bud Selig knew. So to say that we can't put those guys in is a bunch of shit.
And these are all also guys that probably would have made the Hall of Fame even if they weren't.
Of course they would have. Of course they would have. Yeah. So, ultimately, how is it possible that Brady Anderson, who used to hit 17 home runs a year, hit 51 when he showed up to camp, looking like a big brick shithouse?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I totally agree. But for me, it's 2 separate arguments. You put in the Bondses and the Clemenses and the Sosas.
The agreements.
But if you went ahead, Pete said, okay, I bet only on my team. He was a liar his whole life, Pete Rose. I hate to say it, but do we know that he always bet on his team? And how did the way he managed the game be affected by his betting? We don't know that. So that's a little bit different. I have no issue with him being out of the Hall of Fame. What good is it to put him in the Hall of Fame now that he's
Maybe
dead?
some kind of honorable mention in the Hall of Fame. It's just,
he's in the Reds Hall of Fame. He's still the hit king. His shit is all over the Hall of Fame. It's not like they keep him out of the Hall of Fame. Yeah. So it's an honor that he doesn't get. Yeah. Sorry, you fucked up, Pete. Rest in peace, though, buddy.
You do have a good point.
Rest in peace.
I rarely admit that, but you do have a good point.
Someone who is alive, although barely, and I don't know about you, but we always talk about going down these rabbit holes, these TikTok and Instagram rabbit holes. How many videos have you watched of people impersonating Frankie Valli this weekend?
I know, right?
Is it not literally the funniest thing ever?
It is. My favorite thing is like the thing is, this is how much effort I'm putting into work this week, and it's Frankie Valli.
Yeah. have you ever? There definitely needs to be a call to someone. There is legit elder abuse going on here, though.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that they are putting this man up who can barely walk, he can't verbalize a sentence. It's obvious. They're playing his song. There's not even remote. There's not a closeness to a lip sync.
Yeah.
This isn't a Milli Vanilli situation. This
He's not
is
even moving his lips.
he's not even moving his
He's
lips at
staring
all.
vacantly into space.
Yeah. So
It's wild. It's so wild.
there's rumors abound that the reason why he's doing this is because he still owes so much money to the mob. I can't imagine that at 90 years old, Frankie Valli still owes money to the
Because
mob.
the guys he owes money to are
right,
all dead.
they're
too.
137
I think
years
that's just-
old.
Yeah.
Listen,
I think it's just a cool thing. People want to have Frankie Valli show up at their shows.
yeah, and I guess the truth is he must. They say, Frankie, you want to keep on going on, and he's like. And they're like, was that yes? Blink.
Yeah,
You're like, what was it?
yeah, exactly.
So I'm sure they're not forcing him to do it, but someone needs to step in and say it's enough.
Yeah, it's like it's like having Joe Biden do a speech.
It's the same thing.
The same exact thing.
Well, but look what happened though. Joe Biden's decision was to keep on going and to run for president until enough people came in and said,
Yeah, at least Joe Biden knew better.
right. I mean, or enough people came in and said, "Where it's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah,
it's over
exactly,
with.
yeah.
Why is no one doing this for Frankie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, justice for Frankie.
Justice for Frankie.
Yeah, but it's embarrassing. It's sad watching him. It's embarrassing for him.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Sometimes I read my notes and it's actually pretty funny.
That's nice.
You did in typical Mike Keegan fashion, by the way. You don't wait. You don't even wait 10 seconds till the body is cold. You immediately you see the death announcement and you go straight for social media. Okay, yeah. So I think I saw the post about on Twitter about Pete Rose dying, and then I look on my Facebook and I see the death under and over for Pete Rose was 83.5. is what you did.
Didn't quite make it.
Although I will say,
luckily I took the under.
This is kind of crazy, and we texted about it last night.
This was wild. This was
really fucking. This was whacked, and it shows you. Mike and I have been friends for a very long time. Not that just we've been doing the podcast for 2.5 years together, but we've been friends and done comedy shows together, and we do have a very similar warped sense of humor. And there have been times, and Mike will admit this, that if I have an idea that I think is something funny to post on Facebook, but I think it's too much for my people, that I'll send it to Mike, and then he'll maybe tweak it a little bit, or he'll dismiss it, or maybe he'll
Mom,
post
when
it.
you see me post things on Facebook that you don't like, it's usually marked.
Right, exactly. So I send Mike a text. I'm like, I think I wrote post this, you pussy, is what I wrote, and the verbiage was. The Mets will make the playoffs over my dead body. Signed, Pete Rose. And then I happen to go on Mike's page a few minutes later, and I see it. I'm like, wow, he didn't even text me back, but he just went ahead and posted it. And I'm like, well, it has to be mine because it was verbatim. Every word was the same. There was not one word different at all. And then I looked at the timestamp, and my text to you was 10 minutes after you had posted it.
We're on the same wavelength.
So it was really crazy. There was no ifs. I'm like, how did he? No, he didn't.
No, I posted it, and you said you should post something like this.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
we have the same brain.
That was really scary.
Yeah, exactly.
That was scary. Was there another one that you posted, or that was it? As far
I
as
I did the over under one. I did that one.
You got some good responses from people.
Yeah,
you didn't disappoint.
No, did not disappoint.
You didn't disappoint
and
at all.
And there were some other deaths, there's more.
Maggie Smith.
Well, Maggie Smith.
Oh, Chris Christopherson.
And John Ashton. Do you know who John
Ashton is?
No,
John Amos.
John Ashton was also played a cop. The guy from Beverly Hills Cop, the older.
Oh, yeah, Eddie Murphy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy died.
No, they stuck a banana in his tailpipe, and he died from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Good reference. The old banana in the tailpipe.
Not just John Ashton, and this one is a little bit more obtuse, but Drake Hogestyn from Days of Our Lives, who played Roman Brady, and then he played the Pawn, and then he was John Black. He died 70
Yeah,
years old.
that's gay that you know that.
Yeah, I was going to say
Well,
the same thing.
I'm a Days lover. Me and Stabile are Days lovers. So,
It's gay, you know. It's like
so he passed
it's
away
like us
very
sitting here
young.
playing gay chicken.
Yeah, that was. We're going to get to that. I think we're going to get to that. I'm not sure, but there's other things that we have to cover. This was kind of cute, actually, so I wanted to cover this. I was texting with one of my students. You know that I have a day job, and I know that's always surprising to you. Like, how's a person of your fame,
just to
whatever?
keep you humble.
So I happen to she's not just a student, but we have a family connection through Levittown, and she said, "Do you think this is funny? You can put it on your podcast." And I said, "Well, go ahead and tell me." So she said that I placed an order at Chipotle, which is right here in Levittown, and I ordered a burrito bowl. You know, the burrito bowls you get at Chipotle. Yeah. And I went in there, and they gave me my bag, and it was just a burrito wrapped in tinfoil. And they're like, we can make you a new one. What do you want us to do? She's like, no, just it's okay. Just you can put this in the bowl. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So she takes it, looks in the bag. They took the burrito wrapped in tinfoil and they put it in a bowl. They put it in a bowl. Is that not hilarious? So my student Teresa, kudos to you.
Did they put it in the bowl with the burrito shell on it too?
Everything was
they just emptied it out?
Just a bowl, and they just put the tin foil and they just put it in the bowl in the tin foil.
Oh, that's lazy.
Is that not
lazy? I would at least just open the burrito and dumped everything in there into
they
it.
just went ahead and they put it in like that. Yeah. And how hilarious is that? Is that not funny?
Yes.
Let's see what else I wanted to cover.
A good burrito bowl.
I knew you were busy this weekend, so I knew that you weren't going to have a chance. And I really, really want you to watch this because I know what your take is going to be on it. But you happen to not catch this new Netflix documentary called Harper and Will?
Is that with you okay?
I'm good.
Okay. Is that with Will Ferrell and the Abomination thing?
Oh my God! You almost did it again. So Will Ferrell
and the mentally ill.
It's not. Well, so it's interesting that you say that. So Will Ferrell, essentially, this documentary is about Will Ferrell and one of his former writers, this guy Andy Steele, who was a writer for SNL for many years, a very close friend of Will Ferrell, who has decided in the past few years to transition into a woman. And then he recently emailed within the past 2 years all of his friends, Will Ferrell being one of them. And Will said, let's go ahead and travel the country because he tends to he likes to drive cross country and go into like little dive bars and things like that. And this documentary was the two of them traveling around the country, Will Ferrell being Will Ferrell and Andy Steele being Harper Steele.
And Andy just being like a mentally ill.
So it's interesting. All kidding aside, though, I happen to think, and I don't know if mental illness is too harsh of a way to describe it, but especially from watching this, my feeling on it is that after seeing Harper Steele describe her life or his life, however you want to say it, leading up to the 61 years and now transitioning, and being miserable as a child and thinking about suicide and so forth. It really is a thing that I guess it's definitely a mental, I don't know if illness is the right word, but it's something.
I get it. You don't think that you are what you are, but it's also like,
I mean, here's the thing.
You are what you are still. Like we're all.
That's fine, but do you think
we're all miserable with who we are?
Any of these people who have transitioned, most of them, do you think that they would say, hey, if we give you a chance just to live your life being happy as a woman or happy as a man, would you take it? Wouldn't every one of them say yes? Yeah. Because what you have to go through, doesn't seem like it's very fun. It seems like it's
not easy. And listen, I have friends and
we have.
I joke around.
Yes.
I get it. I refer to my friends as whatever they want to be referred to as.
Of course.
But there just comes a point where you want me to change my life because you want to change your life.
Well,
I don't have to. I don't have to sit there and be like, "Oh, this is normal."
Well,
I'll tell you one quick story. Before I went to Carla had a show this past Saturday night, It was an LGBT show at a gay bar in Oceanside, and it was a lot of the comics and most of the audience members were all gay, lesbian, transgendered. There was
so you fit right in.
Exactly. That's why. That's the only reason I went there. There was a 7-foot tall drag queen there. A 7-foot tall drag queen.
The Kemi Mutombo?
There was somebody dressed up like Boy George, and it was a dude who's like a behavioral therapist. But I'll tell you one thing: the owner of this place comes out of the bathroom, and I recognized him from somewhere. I knew he was a gay black guy. I recognized him from somewhere because I used to hang out in the area. But I'm like,
Sure you did.
Gay black man.
Sure
Exactly.
you did, John Amos.
But I go, hey, how's it going? And he goes, Dick. I go, what do you mean? I thought he was calling me a dick. He thought, first of all, he thought I was somebody else.
Did you?
I sent Tony the thing. He thought I was somebody else, but I'm playing. I'm like, because I knew this guy, and he's like, no, you were supposed to be here for this thing. I'm like, no,
And he gave you a big greeting. You
he
told
gave
me.
me a huge hug.
Yeah.
Huge hug like he hadn't seen me in years.
And
we
he
were
kissed
best
you on the
friends.
cheek.
Kissed me on the mouth with tongue.
Yeah.
No, but like.
And you couldn't.
Like,
you were perplexed.
It was like we've known each other for years, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I wasn't like that good of friends where this guy should be so
Right.
excited to see me.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, you were supposed to be here to film this thing, and you couldn't make it. I'm like, oh, now I realize he has me confused with somebody else.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure it out, and he's convinced that I'm this person.
100%.
Finally, there was a mutual friend who goes, no, that's not him. You just think that's him. Tony, bring up the picture of the guy that he thought I was. He thought I was this guy named Dick Wielder.
Dick Wielder. You are a Dick
This
Wielder.
is who he confused me with.
Yeah.
Dude, do you see it, Mark?
No. Post a pic of the guy, not Mike, Tony.
Oh yeah, no. I was still me. I was still me.
Wait. Oh, that's
no,
Dick
no,
Wielder?
that's not me.
Oh, that's not you.
No, that's not me.
That's Dick Wielder?
I don't have that shirt.
Oh, that's right. You don't ever wear those
This isn't,
shorts.
dude. He was convinced that was me.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, it is. Even after I told him that's not me, I'm like, no, that's not me.
That's
He's
not
like,
me.
yes, it is. You were supposed to be here.
That's if you and Will Sharon had a kid.
Dude, it really does look like if me
You know
and
what
Will
that
Sharon had a
reminds me
kid.
of? It reminds me of the video that my friend David got. Hey, Keegs. It's Keegs.
You're doing a great job. Dude, he was
job,
convinced that was me.
That's amazing.
That's not me, by the way.
That's not you. I'm so confused right now. I can't.
I know.
Hey,
but no,
Keegs.
that's not me. I don't
Hey,
have
Keegs,
those.
it's
I don't have
Keegs.
those.
You're doing a great
shorts.
job.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not
But
you.
dude, he was so confused.
You have the cutest little knees, though.
He
Yeah.
really. He's a cute guy. His
Yeah.
name is Dick, and that's who
Yeah.
he thought I was.
Yeah.
But no, that's not me apparently.
Not
and he
you.
Was, he would do.
Okay.
He would not accept the fact that was not me.
Yeah,
When I
I'm
told
having a
him-
little struggle myself right now.
I know. Not me. though.
Okay, so a couple of housekeeping things. Again, I'm back to housekeeping again.
Housekeeping,
No Carla.
housekeeping.
No Carla. Not Carla. Max, my son, not your
Not
dog.
my dog,
No.
yeah.
Has been telling me all week that there's been some political runnings at the school. Class president and treasurer, and apparently not once but twice. A couple of Max's friends have ended their speeches in front of the whole student population by saying, watch the Hershey and the Keegs show.
Are you serious?
And one of them said, Mark Hirschman, like they're giving us shout out. Hershey and the
Really?
Keegs.
We're getting shout outs at
So I don't know. Each of the two kids that Max mentioned, both were running for office. One of them wound up as president. I believe it was Max's buddy Frankie, who's a great kid. I know the parents very well. And another kid named the Mango 28. I believe now he might be the treasurer or something like that.
Sounds right up our alley.
Apparently, I have to give a shout out to Frankie and to the Mango 28
Mango.
for giving their props to Hershey and the Keegs, for giving their props to me, and good luck to both of them on their election and presidency and treasurer.
Anything you guys need, if you need
Yeah.
us to come in and make a speech.
We can make a speech.
Yeah, let's have Frankie and the Mango. Frankie, that's a great
That's a
name
great
for a podcast.
Frankie and the Mango 28. Yeah, I like
Frankie
that.
and the Mango.
We should change the name of this dumb
I
podcast
know,
to Frankie
exactly.
and the Mango
Yeah.
28. So kudos to those guys. And speaking of elections, man, this is a good segue, a really good segue. Today, especially as we're wrapping up the show, we're plugging things. Today is the first day that you could vote for the Long Island Best. And Hershey and the Keegs show has been nominated by millions to be the number one podcast, hopefully, on Long Island. Yeah. And the elections came out today. I've been texting it. Mikey's been posting it, and we need you guys to vote on the website. It's all over my page and text and so forth. You can
vote once a day.
Yes, vote once a day.
There it is. Look at that.
And interestingly, it came out today, and you can see that the Grindhouse Radio and Hershey and the Keegs Show and Hockey Night in
all
New
these
York.
legitimate.
And somehow one of the candidates for best podcast is Suzanne Galena.
I love that podcast.
Yeah, I texted it to Mike. He's like,
that's a lady takes her breasts out.
No, definitely not.
Okay,
definitely not.
Right.
Mike said he would undoubtedly vote for Suzanne Galena's podcast
every day. I'm voting for Suzanne
over
Galena's
hours.
How great would it be though if Suzanne Galena won best
I would
podcast
say
on Long Island?
There's a legitimate shot. As much of a chance there is of us winning the contest is Suzanne winning it.
Yeah.
So when I texted it to her, she's like, "What did you assholes do?" And I'm like, "No, we have no benefit into adding other people to beat us, especially one who probably has some good steam under her." Yeah. The answer is I don't really know how that happened. She doesn't know how it happened. She thinks we did it. We did not. It's possible that when I was putting in the nomination for ourselves originally that I had maybe put her as a referral. I don't really know. I don't know the answer. I did not do anything intentionally. I have no idea. But now it is fully entrenched all over the website, all over all their promotional materials.
So we're in competition right now.
So we're against what you can see there. So I don't think it matters to Suzanne if she wins Best Podcast.
I think does.
She doesn't have a podcast. She's an advocate of our podcast. Yeah. She's a contributor. She is coming on as a guest. You invited her. She's coming on at the end of October. So she really is a fan of Hershey and the Keegs Show. I think she would probably denounce her denomination, but we're not sure.
No, I hope she wins.
The truth is this: because it goes until December, she has a viable opportunity to make her own podcast and then just start plugging it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it just. Could it be the Suzanne Galena podcast? Of course it can. Yeah. It absolutely can. So, good luck to Hershey and the Keegs. Please vote for us.
And good luck to Suzanne Galena.
Who Mike will be voting for every goddamn day, which you can vote once a day. You can vote for Suzanne Galena or Hershey and the Keegs.
Or Hershey and the Keegs. Yeah. Choose wisely, Suzanne Galena.
So there's that. There was a topic that Mike wanted us to discuss, but we're going to save it till to the next show because I want to tackle it. Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure. I feel like we've talked about it, but maybe in the comments, if you guys can tell us if we have or haven't spoken about it. Mike texted me over the weekend. He said, remind me to talk about Gay Chicken. That Mike used to play Gay Chicken.
Let me know if we talked about it or if you guys have ever played Gay Chicken.
Or if we talked about it and you want to hear us talk about it again.
Yeah, because we have probably new listeners since we did talk about it, if we did.
And probably,
but I don't remember. I think it would have been a bigger episode if we spoke about what Gay Chicken is and you would have known what the game is.
Yeah, I don't know what the game is. And I don't want to talk about it now because we're already a few minutes over, despite the fact that we lost 10 minutes.
Say you're not over.
No, it's okay. Yeah. I like to keep it to where we're done a little bit around 10, a little bit after. I don't like going over. The first 10 minutes of the show is a lip reader's delight. Yeah. People can go ahead and read it. We don't need to go over because of that.
Deaf people are going to love the first 10 minutes of the show.
It's going to be hilarious.
Suzanne Galena's grandparents are going to love
That's right.
the first 10 minutes of the show.
Right. I love it. No. I love it.
You did like stand about the guest house?
Exactly. So I'm going to make a note for our next episode, which will not be next week because you have a gig out of town.
Well, I did mean to tell you that gig got canceled.
Okay.
Do you guys want to do a show next week?
I'm gonna have to check to see if I.
Right. It's up in there. We'll let you know if we're gonna be here next week because my gig got canceled.
Okay. But there are some things that we want to talk about. Let's see. We have Gay Chicken that we still want to cover.
And even if we didn't mention it, or you don't know what Gay Chicken is, comment what you think it might be.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. And just take a guess or make it up.
Make up
contact.
something what you think Gay Chicken is. Take a guess, or
Yeah.
if you know, post it. But we're gonna talk about that game. It's a fun
Okay.
game. We're gonna play it next week. Actually,
Great episode, guys. You killed it as always. And Tony, when I mean Tony killed it, you really killed it. You killed our mojo, our vibe. You killed the first 10 minutes
killed
of the
the
show.
first 9 minutes
You
of the
killed our
show.
spirit. Any chance of the show ever being any good?
Yep.
You killed all of it. So
that was
there you
cool.
go.
That first 9 minutes was just
So
like,
good, so good. My favorite part of the show was when Tony went to the bathroom and we talked so nicely about
we
Tony.
said how much we love him and how great the first 9
So
minutes
he'll
of
have to
the show
catch
was.
that up later on. Plug what you got to plug, and then we're gonna hop off.
Friday night, Tilly's Table in Mayopac or Brewster, New York.
Okay.
Saturday night, I'll be at the Crystal Springs Golf Club in Hamburg, New Jersey.
Beautiful.
October 26th, right here at the Giggle Room here in the Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown.
Awesome, great. And Tony, Magical Mystery Tour. What do you got, bud?
Actually, this Saturday in the Giggle Room, a comedian named Claudia Sherman, who, if anybody who followed comedy in the 90s, she used to come out in a wedding dress before Tiffany Haddish did that.
Wow.
She's come out, and she was kind of big in the New York scene in the 90s. She's going to be doing a show in the Giggle Room this Saturday that I am hosting.
All right. So if you
Excellent.
followed the economy in the 1990s, like Tony just said, you'll love this show. All right, folks.
I said economy?
You say it sounded like you were a little bit in the middle of a stroke. Thank you, people, for listening. Please vote for us / Suzanne Galena. Either one will be a victory for us, regardless of which one wins. Playoff baseball. The Mets already won up. Yankees start this weekend. Yep. Let's go, New York.
Padres
we need it.
are winning.
The city needs it.
The Astros lost today.
Astros lost, which is huge. We don't want to face them. We know that they can beat the Yankees.
I'm going to the game on Monday.
Mikey's going to the game with who?
With Kevin Goatee.
Kevin Goatee, comic. Nice.
Good guy.
Yeah. And you obviously know he has a beautiful goatee.
He does have a beautiful goatee.
Kudos to him and to Mike. And that's it. We'll talk to you guys. We'll let you know if we're going to be on the air next Tuesday or not. And have a great week. We love you.
All right. Love you. Thank you.